All right. I think I'm back. All right. I'm gonna wait for you guys to come in and see if maybe that helped. I am so sorry. All right. I'm just gonna wait for everyone to come in, and I'm gonna go back to one of a different one for now because I have a ton of these that I have to do. Oh, good. It's working now, but it's not showing. Interesting. Well, whatever. Hi, say hello if you're here and if you can hear me. I guess it maybe just needed a reset. Been having so many tech issues today. I'm so sorry. It just is what it is. One of those kind of days, I guess. And I'm gonna keep on moving on. So I'll let people kind of trickle in. Yeah. This is intended as just kind of a calming time for me to just share what I love with you. Art is always very almost meditative for me. So I hope that it reflects that with what I do. I'm just working on some fashion illustration commissions that I received, as I've mentioned before. This one is from one of my most recent events. And I was hired to do some at home. So I figured, why not do it live? Except technology hasn't been working with me today. So, but I'm doing the best I can. This guy has a fabulous pinstripe suit on. So this will be fun. I don't get to do men very often, but I love it when I get to. It's always such a fun challenge. Excuse me. The next step with all of this is figuring out how I can load music, because I really would like to see some, like, I don't know, maybe classical music in the background or some sort of like chill music in the background. I have had a hard enough time just getting started. So I'm going to count this as a win. I'm determined to figure it out. I'm not used to this platform. Ooh, I wish I could show you all this reference picture. I'll try to capture it as much as I can. He has really cool shoes on. I don't have permission to share reference pictures for this one, so I won't, but Very, very cool shoes. Maybe next time I'll get permission. Color time. Matching color. Apologize, my phone keeps buzzing. There might be some background noise in general because I am at home, so I have 2 cats and a dog, and sometimes they like to come hang out with me. So we might get visitors this time. We'll see. Oh, hi, Hewan. I see your question. So this one is, I did an event recently. I can't say which one publicly, but I wasn't able to finish all of them at the event. There just was not enough time. So they hired me to do like an hour's worth of illustrations, which is kind of cool. So that is what I'm working on right now. Sometimes I get asked to do things at home from a live event when it's just inevitable. I'm not going to be able to finish everybody, but then they're like, hey, can we hire you to do it at home? So that's what I'm currently working on. And I don't mind. It gives me fun things to do at home. So he's got like a navy pinstripe situation going on. It's kind of cool. So I just took pictures of everyone who was there, and I'm using those as reference pictures. I don't have permission to share the reference pictures, but they did give me permission to do this live. So here we are. Oh, there goes some of the noises I was telling you about. I don't know if you heard that. My cat's auto feeder just went off. So it is their dinner time. But they are in the other room, so you shouldn't hear them eating. That feeder can be kind of loud, though. So I'm just being careful with where I place my color. I'm aware he has pinstripes. And I'm going to show you a fun little technique that I do to capture that. I lay all of my color down first, and then I literally will use a white up pen. Sometimes you can use gel pens if you're going for a super thin line. You can also use acrylic paint, and it'll get a similar texture, but that takes a little bit more time. So I like to mix media when I work. Marker is my base, but sometimes I'll even add like watercolor to it. Sometimes I'll layer colored pencils on top of it. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. It's just what speaks to you in the moment. I know that's very Bob Ross of me, but I very much believe in that. I used to watch his show when I was younger. I'm also kind of going back in to give some depth underneath where I know those stripes are going to be placed. The more you layer these markers, they act just like watercolor, the darker they get to some extent. I don't know if you can see all of that on camera. I'll try to bring it up closer when I'm finished. You can see all the shadows. So this is the cool, wait, where's the camera? There we go. This is the fun little whiteout pen that I use. It's very silly, but it gets the job done. A friend of mine taught me this trick. See? Can't even tell. And it's going to look like pinstripes. It's the fastest way, especially at live events, to do this kind of detail. I'm always looking for ways I can speed up what I do. Oh wait, his stripes are going that way. I'm actually going to draw in the lapel again with the white. I think it looks cool. There we go. And sometimes I'll even highlight the folds in the fabric with it. Makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional. A gel pen almost would be a little bit easier, but sometimes it's not as crisp. It's kind of cool just on one side. That might be an interesting design to explore at some point. He has a pocket. He has another pocket with a little handkerchief hanging out. There we go. Now I'm getting the thin lines that I like. Sometimes I just have to lighten up with how I'm applying pressure, and that will make a huge difference. Okay. So many stripes. Silver sometimes works for this too. Even though it's white. I do have a silver gel pen. I kind of like the look of the white. Oh boy, my husband just got home, so my dog might start barking. Sorry in advance. And the cats start meowing. He has a pink shirt on. That's exciting. I'm going to close this door. It's about to get a little noisy. There we go. All right, and he is almost done. For live events, I don't do the faces, so I'm going to keep that this way since they all were that way at the event. So it'll just be like a little, I'll get his facial hair. Maybe shadows, that kind of thing. Let's see, where's my gray color? A neutral gray. And sometimes I'll do a line across the face. This is a little detail that I like to do. Like that. Got fun, like, checkered shoes. All right. Feeling pretty good about this one. Yay. Okay. And let me see if I can get it up closer to the camera without changing the lighting. But that's what it looks like. Next one, I have like 10 of these to do. So the next one is a couples drawing. It's actually all black except for jeans, which is kind of interesting. So we can go over how I would do jeans. Actually, it's not jeans. It looked like jeans at first. It's like it almost is jeans. It has a texture to it like that, but it has a pattern on it. So that'll be interesting. Gonna drink some water for a second. I try to take a little bit of breaks, not very much of one, but if I need something or I take like stretch breaks sometimes. Trying to be better about doing that more recently, especially. It's better for my hands in general. So when I do couples drawings, you'll notice I kind of make their proportions similar. And then also I'm very careful about where I place their heads in the beginning because that'll determine how it looks once I get down to the bottom. This lady is kind of turned in my picture, but I'm not going to turn her like that. I am kind of using her pose as a little bit of inspiration. Not a whole lot. Most of the time I make up poses and I just use the pictures for reference of like their outfit and that kind of thing. Hands are always a little bit tricky. They took a lot of practice. If you're wanting to learn to draw hands, you can always just have like a sketchbook and practice like different positions of your own hand. That's how I learned eventually. Okay, feeling good about how I've mapped this one out. I'm going to add color. It takes me a little bit longer sometimes to do at home. It's a little bit more of a relaxed environment. I try not to take too much longer though. Sometimes with fingers, when I'm doing live illustration, I don't do each individual finger, like what I just did. I don't know if you saw that. But I just kind of went in with the marker and let the marker draw the finger for me. If that makes any sense. Eventually, I've mentioned this before, but I've been having a lot of technical issues and I have not been able to figure out uploading music, but that's the goal. Okay, now for the base color. It kind of has this hat facing forward and down a little bit. So with black, like I mentioned earlier, I may have mentioned it in a previous live, but I'm always very cautious with how I place it down. And the reason is you can't really go over black once it's on the page, but also like I'm paying attention to shadows, so I try to apply those first, which is what I'm currently doing. Because I have noticed if I focus on shadows first, it gives it a little bit more movement than if I were to just do all over. You kind of lose some of that definition. And I'm also kind of like what I mentioned before, being very careful with how heavy I put my hand on the paper. I have what I like to call a heavy hand. So if I'm not careful, or if you're not careful in general and you push on the paper too hard, it can actually tear the paper. So, that was something I used to really struggle with a lot when I was first getting started. And now I've kind of gotten better control over the last 15 years of doing this. Okay. Interesting. He has like a blue pant. It's like a sky blue pant with black and white plaid. So I'm looking for the lightest blue that I have. Or green. Actually, this works really well. Even though it's a little more green, I think it's okay. I'm seeing a lot of green in the shadows. I am going to add to my Instagram story that I am live right now so that people know to come in. If they want to. There we go. Going back to my reference pictures. And I'm actually going to add a tiny, tiny bit of blue in here too. I keep wanting to pull out that one, but it's not light enough. Neither is that one. That one might work. Powder blue. I'm going to do that in the shadow areas. There we go. And then now to add the plaid on top. I want to make sure to capture the folds on his pants. So I pay attention to the shadows as I'm doing that. I see there's a few of you in here. Welcome. I am just working on a few commissions today. I have 2 or 3 orders that I'm working on, so I'll be here for a while. I thought it would be really fun to do this live for you today. I got permission from them, so I'm allowed to share these. And I'm just kind of talking through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. It's kind of fun. I love sharing. So right now I'm working on a couple. And this is an order from an event. So I do live event illustration, and sometimes I'm hired to do more than what I was able to do at the event if I take pictures. And so that's what's going on today. I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you're having fun. Her outfit is also all black. Oh, well, actually, let me finish his pinstripes first. I can be very organic when I draw, and I am all over the place sometimes. It's just whatever speaks to me in the moment. I have no explanations other than that. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Bob Ross, but I used to watch him a lot when I was younger, and I learned a lot of his little tips and tricks. So, hi, Layla. One of the things he used to always say was like, let the artwork become what it's supposed to be. But I kind of do think that's true. Yay, I'm glad you like the sound of the pens. We can call it ASMR. I don't have a microphone next to it, but that's part of the reason why I like drawing. I like all of the sounds and things. Although sometimes I hate the scratching sounds of the markers. It just depends on what I'm working on. I'm so glad I was able to get connected today. I thought I might have to just record this and post it. But after several tries, we made it work. Sorry about all of my technical difficulties. I'm still learning this platform, so. His pants kind of taper inward, but his leg is behind him, so I'm trying to make sure to capture that. Giving it a little bit more of a shadow so you can see. Me too. Oh, I'm glad you like my nails. They're very sparkly. Next is figuring out how to adjust the color tint on my camera, but one step at a time. At least it's working. I'm also still learning this camera, but it's a pretty cool little thing. It's a bird's eye view camera. It's a webcam. wondering if I can pull my phone forward without it being on camera. Yeah, there we go. Looking up was making me dizzy. And I have my camera up right now. I'm trying not to show my reference pictures. She has black shoes on, but they have laces, so I'm leaving a little bit of white space. And I'm just kind of doing little X's over it so that you can see the shoes. And sometimes I go back through with a thicker line once I'm finished. And to certain areas. I love that I was able to get this on camera this time. For those of you who were here before, I was having some trouble getting the right view. I think I figured that part out this time. So we're winning. Pause for some water. This little bird's eye view camera is so tiny. I can't show it because that's what's recording. It just fits right on top, which is fantastic. So it's nice because you can see what I'm reaching for now. I like the heart emoji spam. It's cute. Floating hearts are fun. Let's see. She has a bun. And blonde dreadlocks. So that'll be a different approach. But it's pretty cool. I love doing dreadlocks. They're so much fun to draw. I think that's what that is. I hope I'm right. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Or braids, maybe. I am going back in with whiteout pen on top to give it that three-dimensional texture that I mentioned. And then I'm going to do something crazy and color on top of the whiteout pen. Ooh, that's an interesting question. Would I rather have telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind, or telepathy, the ability to read minds? I think I want the ability to move things. The ability to move things would be really cool, kind of like Matilda. Yeah, that would be fun. Any reason for the question, or just because? It's a fun one. I love fun questions. Happy to answer questions while I'm chatting. So if you have any, feel free to send them my way. And you see, I can color on top, and it makes it like a pale yellow, which doesn't really show through on camera, or at least it doesn't on my end. But that's okay. Oh, fair. I wouldn't want to know what everyone's thinking, though. Yeah. I feel like that would get overwhelming. Oh, in that case, that could be cool, though. I like the idea of, like, if I had to choose a superpower. Sort of questions. Yeah. Knowing people's thoughts is a little scary. I kind of like my thoughts to stay mine. Because a lot of people are getting an unfiltered or filtered version of me. And the unfiltered version, I don't know that I want out there like that. I'm never mean, and you know, I like to be communicative. I'm just giving her some texture and shadows. And she's almost done, actually. Then I could move on to the next one. I might not do all of these commissions in one go. This is a lot that I have to do, 3 of them. And this particular one I'm working on is around 15. If I had my thought read, it would be something like, did I get rid of that belly button lint I saw this morning, or is it still there? Yeah. Yeah. Or is that coffee stain still on my shirt? You know, things that people probably don't care about. Or I wouldn't want people to care about. Let's see. I kind of let fingers do what they want to do, especially when I live illustrate. It took a lot of practice to get to that point, though. Sometimes I have a hard time not making them look like a claw. But yeah, especially when I'm illustrating live, sometimes I even just literally do, if you see what I'm doodling right here, that. And I colored in. And you never know. I have learned workarounds over the years. Oh, my dog is barking. Sorry. More ASMR for you. Let's see. Now for shoes, and then this couple will be finished. When I'm doing my speed drawings, I don't really do faces. Unless I know I have time to, but to keep it cohesive, I'm sticking with no faces. Earlier, he was hanging out behind me when I was live before. It would have been cool because then I could have shown him, but now he's in the other room. Maybe he'll make an appearance on another live. I have 2 kitties too, so they like to hang out in my lap sometimes when I draw. They're not here right now, though. All right, let's go sign this one. been? Cute. I have the door closed, unfortunately, so they probably won't come in, but I can open it and see. That was mostly just in case the dog started barking like crazy barking. Thanks. We're moving on to the next one. Also, someone wearing all black. I had a lot of people wearing black at this last event that I did. There was a lot of color too, though. There was one girl I did who had like a really pretty, it was like lots of vibrant, multiple colors on her dress. I loved doing that one. I took a picture of it, so I'm going to show it on Instagram later. This event was a little bit chaotic. It was just a lot of people. So it was hard for me to take pictures at the event, so I didn't get as many pictures as I normally would. Sometimes if it's busy, I just am not as good about capturing. I don't know why I started out in pen this time. Sometimes I start in pencil, and then other times I go to pen, and I really don't know. It's very organic for me. Sometimes I just feel the pen better than the pencil in certain things I'm trying to capture. But it's hard to explain. I guess I can talk about some of my history with what I used to do a little bit, since this is going on my channel. I started out I actually used to teach fashion illustration. So that's kind of what inspired me to do this channel. Was I thought, why not talk through some of my illustrations as I'm doing them? Maybe give some little pointers to people who might be interested. Potentially turn it into a fun passion project. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I don't teach fashion illustration at the place I used to teach it at anymore, because I started doing the live illustration. But I figured doing little things like this would be a lot of fun. I taught for, oh gosh, that was like 2015, 2016, 2017, about 3 years. I didn't necessarily have like a traditional teacher's license or anything, because it was more of like a after school program almost, but for people transitioning from high school to college who just wanted a little bit of like extra help, or they wanted to learn more before going in, or maybe they were like applying for a grant, that kind of thing. So yeah, about 2 or 3 years. And then I started getting live event illustration jobs so much that I had to quit that job. And now I'm here. Before that, I was doing designs for emerging brands. And then I also had my own brand at one point. And then my illustration just proved to be so popular that it felt right to transition. So that's where we are now. Oh, hi. I see someone else is in here. Welcome. I am working on a couple's illustration right now. Oh, I hear a kitty. We might have a kitty visitor. Hi, come in. She might come hang out with us. We'll see. We'll see. I did like teaching. Yeah, I did. I was kind of sad to leave it, but I couldn't do that and also do the illustration job at the same time because they wanted me to work weekends, and that's when I was getting work. So, yeah, I have a kitty baby below me. Hi, sweetie. She came scratching at the door, so I let her in. I'm a sucker for cats. I know. I don't know if you hear her. She's meowing and purring back there. Might be kind of hard to show her on screen because I have this bird's eye camera, but maybe we can try. I can make it a normal webcam too. Maybe at the end if she's still in here. I love kitties. Where'd she go? Do you hear her purring? She's purring very loud. I'm curious. Hi, baby. You curious what's going on? Yeah. You curious what's going on? I think she might want to get in my lap. Hopefully she doesn't try to do it while I'm drawing. She's just hanging out at my feet right now. Ooh, okay. I don't want crinkles. What's crinkling? I'm going to move this out of the way so she doesn't step on it. Sorry, that was loud for a second. Sorry about that. She was stepping on that. It was my paper sleeves. And I was about to get very loud very fast. We are live, so let's see. I need my black color. Or, ooh, I'm going to play with something. Oh, wait, no, that's too dark. It's too purple. That's not slate. They call that slate. Really, Copic? This color is called slate. That does not look slate to me. So you see how I'm kind of putting the black where the folds of the fabric are. It shows very much so on this dress that I'm drawing. I don't know where she went. She maybe went under the couch over there. That was fun. We got a little cat visitor. Let's see. Try this one. I don't even like that color. Maybe this one. Ooh. Yeah, I like that with the other color underneath. She has like almost like a coppery hair color. And it's pulled back. Pulled back hair is one of the hardest things for me to do. But I figured it out. Stretching my hands. Cool. I'll be live for a bit. I have about, I'm curious, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more drawings to do. So I'm just working from pictures they sent me. It has kind of a brownish, very, very dark brown, almost black hair. I'm going to start with this shade. Let me do a skin tone first, though. He, I think, is very similar to her, but not too. Yeah, this is like a shade different. Perfect. Yeah, that works. All right, now I can add the hair. My markers have paint all over them. I had a paint tube spill in my marker bag at one point. And now my parent markers are covered in paint, but they still work. And they're expensive, so I'm not going to throw them away. One of my favorite things to do is drawing guys with a goatee. I don't know, it's just fun. There we go. Give him some texture. I went in with my lightest shade that I see in his hair, and I'm going back over it with the darkest shade. All right. Let's add his shirt. What happened to my regular black? Do I have it? Yes, I do. So Copic, this brand that I use, or Copic, I've heard people say it both ways. They have like different shades of each color. So I'm going to go in with this shade of black. And then this color is called Special Black, I think. Yes. Which is even darker. So I'll do that in the shadow areas. His top has a little fold right there. It has a fold there. And then I can kind of fill in around it. There's a shadow here. And then there we go. Definition. And I see like when people stand, you know how their pants have little wrinkles at the bottom. So I'm going to make sure to capture that. And it tapers in a little bit. Now for the other black. So I see she has a fold here. She has a fold here. It's hard to see on camera. But I'm putting in shadows. But you see how it gets very flat? That's what I'm trying to avoid. I think I'm going to leave it because I kind of like it this way. said that, and then I did that. Sometimes I redraw highlights. Just cleaning up lines, and then she'll be done. There. Oh, he has patent leather shoes. That's a fun approach. So when I do patent leather, kind of take a similar approach to how I did these highlights. And I pay attention to where it's shiny. So see, it already kind of has that effect. All right. This one's done. I think that one took me about 15 minutes. I could have done it faster, but I'm enjoying being slower paced today. Well, there's this one. I will take pictures of all of these and post them later. Because it's not often I get to get copies of everything. So thanks. Ooh, this one's fun too. This lady was so nice to me at this event. I'm kind of excited to do this for her. So I don't know why. Again, I'm starting in pencil. Her dress has a little more flow. So maybe that's why I naturally went to pencil, because it has a little more like fluidity in it. I just reached for it and I didn't even think about it. You'll see what I mean. And then his blazer is like checkered. So I can kind of get a little bit of shadow effects with the pencil, which will be fun. Maybe that's why I reached for the pencil and I just didn't think about it right up front. I kind of like how pencil looks in the shadow sometimes too. If I'm doing white background, and his jacket, which I can't show, has a white background. So hope the camera focus is okay. I'm doing the best I can. I'm noticing it's kind of doing funny things, but I don't know how to change it. It's 8 o'clock. I'd say I'll probably be done by around 9. Maybe sooner than that. We'll see. So his pose is kind of interesting. You can see one of his feet is forward, one of his feet is back. The temptation is to make his legs the same length, but I know that's not going to look right if I do it. So this is a fun little technique that I use when I see this kind of thing. Oh, wow. I'm kind of just figuring out the movement of this dress. It's really pretty. Oh, here's my dog's pitter patters. Is he coming in here? Hi, buddy. Yeah. I know. He's mad at me because he wants me to PLAY with him. I will do that afterwards. Usually this is his time for that, so. Hi, buddy. I know. You're a good boy. Maybe I can show the dog. He's literally standing right here. Oh, I hope y'all can. No, not easily, unfortunately. Oh well. He's a black dog too, so I don't know if he'll show. Yeah, I tried. Next time, I'll figure that out. We can keep drawing. Hi, Daddy. I know. Good boy. Oh. I told y'all I have animals. Here they are. Maybe, I wonder if there's a way I can change my camera screen eventually and figure that out. I bet there is. I can change to my computer screen. Okay. Because that would be kind of fun if I could figure that out. If he's hanging out with me. Let's see, he has orange. Very bright orange pants. Yeah, orange is showing up yellow on there. Whatever. I'll have to figure out the right. Maybe there's a way I can adjust the camera tint on this camera. Oh, it is behind me. We're moving on to the hard part, the checkers. I do want to do some outlines. There we go. How do I approach this? Let me try. Sorry about my creaky chair. It's old. I need to get a new one. Hello. I see 4 of you in here. Thank you all for being here. So this is the tricky part about texture. Do you see how I did that little wave? That's to make sure I capture the fold. And then same thing. I'm not going to just do this, right? The temptation is to do or straight across, whatever. Instead, you'll see I'm going to follow the checker line with the shape of his bicep, like that. I'm going to do that all the way down. That's where it can be a little tricky sometimes. It's the same approach with stripes, pinstripes, prints, things like that. What I was debating earlier was how thick of a marker I should use. And his stripes, actually, I'm kind of paying attention to how they start up top. They kind of go like that. And then when the fabric wrinkles, it kind of like goes in a little bit more. Ooh, do y'all hear the owls? You're having all kinds of appearances today. I don't know if you hear the owls, but they are so cool. I love them in our yard. We have a lot of nature near us, so. And the checkers on his lapel, same deal. It's not just straight across. Lapels are hard to sew too. I have made one before. He's got his arm behind her, so I'm just showing very little of it. All right. Now for the top of his top, which, I don't like that pen. He kind of has a folded in collar. Almost. Something like that. Hey. Oh, I think he has sunglasses on. Yeah. I love when I get to do sunglasses. They're so much fun. Well, I don't do very much in the face for these, but if there's a detail like glasses or sunglasses or something, I will try to put those in unless I'm told not to. So cute. All right. this dress has an interesting pattern. Sometimes the prints and patterns do take me a little bit longer. Let's see, I see blue in here. Perfect shade. And it's kind of like speckled. And I'm gonna do orange first. Oh, that's, well, I can work with it though. Feel free, if you're new here, feel free to give me a sub. I'll be doing things like this. Weekly is the goal, or every other week. It just kind of depends on what my schedule is. Or even if you want to give it a like, that will help the algorithm as well. So, do I have any pop-ups planned in the Atlanta area soon? Yes, I believe so. I have a lot going on for Mother's Day. Some of them might be private events, but I believe there's a few public ones. Yeah. Yep, it's kind of an abstract floral pattern. So I'm taking an abstract approach to it. And it kind of ombres, like from like orange to blue to red and even a little bit of purple in here. So this is one of those where I say trust the process because it looks a little funky at first. But I promise it'll be pretty. Let's see. There we go. There's like, the picture doesn't show everything in full detail too, so I'm just capturing what I can. But it'll still capture the essence of it, and that's the goal. Yay, I'm glad you like it. My cat is behind me, so if you hear her or hear anything, that's probably what you're hearing. And you see, it's really starting to come together now. It's so cool how it can look like a hot mess in the beginning, and then at the end, it looks really pretty. Add a few more florets. It doesn't really show them in my picture, but I kind of have a feeling they're there. And then I'm gonna I love when I get to do floral prints. I saw this lady's dress that evening and I was very excited. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to it, but they hired me to do this afterwards, so. That is why we're here. I have a few other ones that are just straight up commissions from home. This is the one I'm going to be doing next. He has white shoes on. How do I approach white? I think I'm going to use gray. With white, oftentimes I will just use gray and kind of let the paper shape the image. And then I'll go over it with a black line, like what I'm doing. There we go. Yay, foreshortening. That is what I just did. Here's the gray I was talking about. I'm going to do a little bit of gray in the shadow area. Add a little more blue. There's some geometric lines in this too, so I'm trying to capture some of that. All right. She has her hair pulled back, so she has braids. And they kind of go all the way down. I might need to get a marker out of my bag. She has a gold necklace. Actually, I have gold right here. We're good. This is where I start to use gel pens. I think she has earrings too. And the pattern almost looks gold on her dress, so I'm going to put some gold lines in to recreate some of those. All right. And there's that one. It's not quite showing the right colors, but that's definitely black. But it's okay. All right. I'm moving on to another one. Thanks. Let's see. I'm pulling up a new reference picture, so give me half a second. There we go. Yeah, I kind of started on this one earlier. So I'm going to move back to it. Hello. Okay. She's also got a fun pattern on this one. It's like orange and green and pink. And then I see a cream color. I believe this person that I'm working with is actually here. So just wanted to say a quick hello. Okay. Starting with orange first. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the bottom one. I'm kind of wrapping it out. I want to try to make sure to capture this cool pattern in between the folds, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. It's really important for three-dimensionality. I think there's red in between the pink too. I'm seeing that, but it's okay. It's darker. Oh no, it's on the outside. Even still, it's okay. Yay! Okay. I'm gonna put some of these colors back because I'm really bad about leaving colors all over my desk while I'm drawing. And then it gets to be chaos. But since I'm home, I might as well try to be better. I try to keep my colors color sorted just because it helps me find them better. I think it looks prettier. I did take a little video of me sorting my colors, so you'll get to see that in a short pretty soon. All right. Stretching. Ooh. Wow, it is already 8:30. It is crazy how fast today went. I don't know if y'all felt the same way. I felt like today just went by so fast. I'm looking for like a soft green. There we go. No, it needs to be brighter than that. Like a chartreuse green. Sorry about the scratches. I do like the scratches. Oh, that one's almost dead. Ah, perfect. And that's exactly the color I was looking for. Okay. Now, how about some of these color names are so fun, and then sometimes they're very random. This one is called Lipstick Rose. It's one of my favorite colors they have. Color names are always so funny. Kind of feel like that would be a fun job, just to name colors. Do. Yep. Oh, it is kind of mustard yellow. It's actually more orange in person. It does not look like that in person, I promise. It's definitely orange. I don't know if you can see. See? Well, it looks orange. It's just from far away, it looks yellow. I think that's what the problem is. Let me see. I'm color matching. Yeah. That works. Okay. Shoes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, they're not tied. Cool. Hmm. All right. Weird that it shows up almost yellow on screen. I don't know why. I know orange has a lot of yellow in it. Maybe the light is just picking up on the orange. Or on the yellow, I mean. I wonder if it's the lighting. I maybe can adjust this lighting. That's a little better. Yeah, a little better. The lighting was super bright. I want lipstick neutral for the lips. Another fun color name. Oh, that one is dried out. Let's do this one. Sometimes I have an extra. Yeah, there we go. I flew with these markers a while back, and I'm not sure which one's dried out from that trip. I think this one is finished. Yay! So see, it's orange. Now that you can see it finished. All right. All right. I'm starting on this next one. There's just 4 in this set. And I think I might sign off for the night once I'm done with this set. And then I have some more left to do. So I'm thinking I might continue this live stream tomorrow as well and finish them up. It's kind of fun doing these live. I like having the company. And she has really cute sleeves. I'm actually going to put her hands on her hips. I love this brand of drawing pens. I started off using Micron pen, and they're okay. But this particular brand is my favorite. For commissions, anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks usually. Doesn't necessarily take me a long time to do them, but sometimes I just get a lot of orders all at once, so then it takes me a little bit to fill them all. So I try to allow for a 2 to 3 week time window. That's a great question. This time I just have had a lot of orders to fill. So I have 2 other ones after this. And they do add up. So I do need that extra time. Thanks for the question. Feel free to ask however many questions you like. We can do a ask me anything. Well, maybe not anything, but you know. I'll answer as much as I can. How about that? I'm usually pretty open though. It's hard to find something I'm not open about. My fingers are super covered in marker. Ooh, how did I learn that I had the gift to create? I'm not sure. I guess I have always doodled and drawn on my own, and a lot of my friends growing up were artists too. Still friends with a lot of them, so we would always like share with each other and give each other feedback. But it wasn't really until like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of always knew that like I had the desire to do it, if that makes sense. So I worked really hard over the years to hone in on that skill. And then also I started getting really good feedback from other people. That was super helpful and gave me a lot of confidence. Because at first I didn't have very much confidence at all. I didn't even know if my stuff was really that good, but then people were like, "Oh no, your stuff is good." So, and then I got into art school, which also was a huge confidence boost. And it took a lot of practice for me to get to the point where I'm comfortable even just doing this in front of people. I used to be actually kind of shy about it. And now I've gotten to where I'm very comfortable with it. So, yeah. I've been drawing since, I guess, since I was like 3 or 4 years old. I used to doodle Sonic the Hedgehog with my cousins. That was one of the first things I learned how to draw. I have some cousins who are artists too. And he would always teach me things, or I had an aunt who was an artist and she would teach me things. And I would always be kind of inspired by things that I would see them do, and then I would want to try it, and we'd be kind of sharing back and forth that way. It was always a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, there's like an exposed zipper on this dress. That's fun. I love seeing what cool things people find and wear. That's one of the reasons why I like doing events. So this dress has a lot of stitching detail. Sometimes I'll go over that with gel pen. I don't really have a gel pen in this color, so I'm making it work with black ink, and I'm gonna go in a tiny bit and try to do some shadows with that color. See if I can make it pop. I do like when dresses have like stitching details. I have a few pants like that myself that do that. It's fun. Yeah, I guess the more I did it, the more I had confidence to do it. So it was kind of an overtime thing, I guess, for me. I used to get in trouble for doodling on my homework. And now I'm here. I hope the marker and background sounds on this live stream today haven't been too annoying. I'm still figuring out how to load music into this live stream. So I have not quite gotten there yet, but I'm also learning to work with these cameras. So this is all very new for me. I'm matching the shadows in this dress's sleeves. It's white, but there's that marker is. Look how whacked out that marker is. This is okay. Time to retire that one. That's funny. It's no biggie. I've got plenty of them. That one might be nice. Sometimes shadows have warmer tones, and other times it has cooler tones. Depending on the type of light you're in. Is it in sunlight? Is it in darkness? Is the light that's in darkness a warm light or a cool light? Also, the color of the shirt matters, like the white shade in particular. So this is kind of it looks almost cream to me. But it's more white than cream, I would say. So I'm using kind of warmer shades of gray. Yeah, doodling. I got in so much trouble. I would get, yeah, I did get in quite a lot of trouble doing that. I got in trouble for doodling at a pep rally too. I was one of those people. I was just an introverted kid. I've always been that way. All right, I think this one, cream sneakers. So I'm gonna do the one above head sneakers. I'm just gonna add those in. Let's see. Do, 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 do. I end up with an entire sheet of paper that looks like this after a while, depending on how long I'm drawing for. It's the same when I paint too. I do a similar strategy for painting. And I end up with an entire sheet of painted splotches. Ooh, favorite color? Oh, that's a hard one. It kind of changes sometimes for me. I tend to go towards blue a lot. It used to be blue for sure. I also really love purple, and I like blue and purple together. I also like green a lot too, though, like olive green, like the shade I'm actually drawing. Yeah, it's hard for me to pick a favorite color because I like so many of them. And recently, I've been trying to wear pink a lot more because I realized it works really well on my skin tone. So, but I didn't used to wear pink very much. And when I was a kid, I used to like black a lot. So, do you guys have favorite colors? What colors do you gravitate towards? This is turning out so cute. Okay, back to the other picture. Is there one with the, oh wait, I think she said. Oh, only outfit number 4 is hair down. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's an easy correction. Okay. Now for blonde again. Sometimes I layer like a darker yellow with a lighter yellow with like a peach color to get blonde. Otherwise it can look very stark. Or like banana yellow, which is not what I'm going for. We want definition. Maybe sand white. Sometimes I do that color for blonde. Oh yeah. Again with their weird color names. So I did that underneath, and then I'm doing yellow. On top. Give me buttercup yellow. Yeah. works. No, this one's coming out so cute. I love the dress on this one. There we go. Let's see. Sorry about the squeaky chair. I need to get a new one. It's old. It is 9 o'clock. I can finish the next 2 in 30 minutes. That's this one. So cute. All right. This next one is fun. It's like a cream outfit, like pant and vest outfit. It's really cute. And remember how I was talking about like shades of white or cream and like the undertone it has. I'll show you what I mean with how I pick out the markers on that in a second. So like I can't really show you the reference picture, but I can show you different shades of gray. Those are all cool gray. Let me get you cool gray, neutral gray. There we go. So you see how this gray almost has a blue tint, whereas this gray kind of has a reddish tint or yellowy tint. And then this gray is like maybe a little bit red as well, but more cooler almost. It's kind of a mixture. So when I'm doing like a white dress, for example, if I were to do a diamond white color, that color tends to be a little more like cool gray. And then like if I were to do ivory lace, because it's an ivory color or like a cream color, for example, that's when I would do like this shade of gray. Just because it's a little bit more warm toned. My cat is on her little bay bed behind me. She's so cute. I'll show her at the end if she's still here, because that'll be easier that way. Maybe she can be a nice break for us. So she has wide leg pants on. I'm trying to give her a pose that really shows that off. They're so cool. I'm using a technique called foreshortening. That's where you kind of, I see that it's like slightly behind her when you put it on her hip, but then her hand is in front. See, so her arm appears shorter than it actually is. I'm actually going to do it this way so that you see the flare. Okay. And then after this one, I have one more to do for the night. Thank you guys for being here this long with me. I really appreciate it. All of my tech issues earlier. I wanted to have this done earlier today, but I had some connection issues and I wasn't able to really figure it out until a few hours later. And I was determined to finish this today, or at least get it halfway done. Before you go, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like. It would help out a lot. Well, that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. There we go. Oh my gosh, I think this is going to be my new favorite one. I love this one. I always say that about almost all of them. But I like them all. Actually, I'm thinking warm gray with, this color is called pearl white. This one, I don't know why it's not in the gray family. It's basically a gray color. But it works. I mean, it literally goes well, really, really well with the warm gray. See? So we'll use the warm gray in the shadows. Okay. So I'm going over this as well. You see how I got such different shadows. This is literally the same marker. I'm just layering it multiple times. It's a really good one to demo that with. Yay, shadow effects. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I work from clothes to skin tone to hair. Other times I do hair to skin tone to clothes. I really don't know why I choose the order I do sometimes. I've just noticed it's kind of all over the place. It's funny. Let's see. Buttercup yellow is what I did before. And maybe pale lemon. Yes. That works. We are almost done with this one. Okay. Oh, there's a scarf. Right. I drew that earlier. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so funny how like stained my marker hands get over time. It comes off though, so it's fine. I just laugh at it every time. So for lips, I usually just do a little tiny detail. If I'm doing full realism, I would do a lot more, but since we're being kind of whimsy, that's usually all I do. Someone was asking about my next event. I will probably be at Ferragamo later in May. I'm not sure if that one is a public event, so I haven't posted about it yet. But I can at least say it here. All right. Oh, there's that one. So cute. And you see she has cream on. I love her. This one's one of my favorites of them today. I said that about the last one too, but it's okay. Okay. One more, and then we're done. Oh, she wants her hair. I think she said she wants her hair down for this one. Yep. Okay, that's fine. I can see it. Okay. Mhm. These boots are super pointed, so I'm just kind of like shaping that point. I'm actually gonna go to pencil for this skirt, wherever my pencil went. There it is. Because it's kind of a tulle skirt. And I want to capture that movement. And the pencil kind of gives it a really pretty texture underneath. Speaking of approach, it's very dark in this picture, but I know what's actually happening with this garment. So I'm going to interpret it the way I see it in my head. Sometimes lighting does have an effect on things. Let's see. I'm going to fill in the outlines first on this one. At least on everywhere but the skirt. And then I'm going to go in with a thicker marker. I'm going to have to dig for some supplies on this one in a second because I don't have one of them out with me at the moment. But I think I know where it is. So I think it's literally right underneath me. I just hate the creaks of my chair. I'm sorry. That is one thing I need to fix. This is my marker bag. Yes, I found it. I'm looking for this guy. This is what I usually take with me to events everywhere. And at home I have the other setup. This thing is fantastic. I love it. I know this is not sponsored. It's just something I really like. But yeah. There we go. So I picked this marker and I went and hunted for it, even though I didn't do any of the other ones like that, because I can do something fun with it. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm demoing it right here. This marker has a really fantastic blender. These markers, they look like they have a white tip and it looks like nothing, but it's really just liquid. And you see how far it blends out. It's so much fun. What I'm thinking is I can capture that tool with it that way. And if not, it has another side to it, which is kind of neat. In fact, I think I'm going to start with the other side. I love all the different things that art supplies do and brands do. Like I buy this brand because it blends really well. Here's the other brand I use because it looks more like watercolor in a lot of ways. It looks like it has almost like a handkerchief thing going on. I love skirts like that, so. And then they kind of like fold on themselves. The other thing you can do sometimes is add colored pencil on top. I don't feel like doing that today. So I'm using this marker, which will get somewhere. This marker has a little bit more texture than the other one does, which I love. So. And then the same thing I talked about before the last time I did black earlier. It's very similar where I'm just being very, very careful with how I lay it down. And I'm using a super light hand right now, which is how I'm getting a different shade. Like I'm barely touching the paper with it. And this is also a little bit of how I do realism, although realism I would do this a whole lot more. And I would be mixing colors and all sorts of fun stuff. Maybe we'll do a realism live stream. That could be kind of cool. That would be like a 5-hour live stream, but it would be cool. Or longer. So, and I like this brand too because it's got a slightly lighter shade of black. And because tulle is almost see-through on the edges, I chose this approach so that I could capture the texture. I'm going to go in with a darker shade of black. Before that, I'm going to blend it. I have to be careful with blending with this brand, though. Sometimes it can look a different color when you blend it. But the blender works so well. I think anyways. I'm just kind of blending it out in the shadow areas. And now I'm using black, darker black. You see the different shades. Well, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I can see what it looks like on my computer screen and it doesn't translate as well, but that's okay. And there's almost like I can see different layers, so I'm making the skirt more defined. We are almost finished. Once I'm done with the skirt, I'll add her skin and add her hair. I would say maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So you see how I carefully laid down the darker shades so that we didn't lose all those folds. And she has boots on with it. I'm also kind of doing a little scratchy situation. I think that would be interesting. in the direction of the way I think the tool pattern would go. According with the fold. Yeah, that's giving it a really nice texture. Whew. Cowboy boots go down. And then these ones. Go down like that. And then I am going to there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do the skin tone. Sometimes if I'm excited about a dress, I'll do the dress first. I've noticed that too. Okay. And this is kind of a warm gray too, like what I was talking about earlier. All right. She said she wanted her hair down for this one. There we go. Using that blonde shade again. I think it was pale yellow, maybe sand white. Wish that color picked up better on the computer screen. Sorry about that. I don't know how to adjust that yet. I'm sure there's probably a way. There we go. Maybe a little bit of peach. Maybe. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna do her lips. Both of these colors are called lipstick, but they're so ever so slightly different from each other. It's kind of funny, but it makes a difference on paper. One is lipstick neutral and one is lipstick rose. There we go. Alrighty, I think. I always try to work my signature in with the drawing, as opposed to just being in a corner somewhere. So, there we go. Get it in focus a little better. But yeah, that's the finished product. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. This has been so much fun. I'm probably gonna hop on again maybe tomorrow and finish the last little bit of these orders up. I'm about halfway there. So if I'd been able to go on earlier, I would have finished, but it's okay. So anyways, thank you for hanging out with me today. This has been so much fun. Almost 3 hours. Wow. I knew it would be a long stream because I had a lot to do. Yeah, I guess hopefully I will see you next time. And thank you so much. Feel free to give this video a like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't yet. Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay, how do I end the stream? Oh, there we go.